Hi and welcome to Conversations with Robin. Today's program is the second of the two-part Nadu Survivor. On this week's show, we hear about the dramatic and powerful impact the 5-day Nadu Survivor pilot program had on the 10 young volunteers and their outlook on life. On the first show, they undertook rugged bushwalks on the 170-acre Valley Centre property at Lower Portland, Sydney. They also completed a team challenge and experienced a very insightful wildlife presentation. The Valley Centre designed Nadu Survivor to assist young people to appreciate the environment and develop a greater sense of themselves within a community setting. So please sit back as they share with us, in their own words, the results of their 5-day Australian bushland survivor experience. Welcome to part 2, Nadu Survivor. Hi, and we're still with Nadu Survivor. Heading towards the end of day 5, they've just been out there abseiling, and we're now going to be talking with each of the 10 wonderful volunteers, finding out their experience of what it was that they thought they were going to have and what it was that they actually did feel. And first one up is Ashley.
Hi.
Ashley, say hi.
Hi.
And Ashley, you're 16?
Yes, I am.
And what school do you go to?
St John's Park High School.
Okay, now what was it some of the kids said to you before you came away for this?
A lot of the group said to me that I wasn't going to make it, a snake was going to bite me the first day, I'm going to be so homesick and I want to go home, so yeah.
And why do you think they did that?
I'm not really the sort of person that goes out into the bush, I'm more of a city girl, and they just thought that I wasn't going to make it, so yeah.
Now, what can you go back and say to them when you're back at school?
That I made it, I can do anything.
What was your positive quality?
That I'm awesome, Ashley.
How does that go again?
Awesome, Ashley.
Do I see a little bit of...
Awesome!
This is Survivor, remember?
Yes.
So when you came into this, what did you expect? Before anything happened, how were you feeling?
I was really nervous. I didn't know what to expect. Everyone was saying, oh, it's going to be really, really hard. You know, everyone's going to be roughing it, we're going to be totally dirty and going to be hiking mountains and carry our backpacks around all day. Yeah. It's pretty scary. Yeah.
And what, at the end of day 5, do you think you've changed?
I think I do. I think that because of everything that we've done, like the bushwalk, the abseiling, the canoeing and going up that really steep hill, that I've realised that I can do anything that I set my mind to, and it doesn't really matter how high or how big it is, I can do it.
And we had a few tears along the way?
We did.
And what were they to do with?
Not being able to do it, being a bit homesick, just missing a lot of people. But at the end of it, everyone's just so close. We're like a family now, and I don't want to leave them because I'm going to miss them.
How would you sum up Nadu Survivor?
It's just an awesome experience. You've got your friends, you've got wildlife, and if you don't appreciate it once you come into it, you definitely appreciate it once you come out of it.
Do you think kids in all schools should experience this?
I think they should.
Yeah, why?
Because everyone's out there in this fake concrete worlds, and you've got your shopping malls down the road and everything, but you come up here and it's full of bushlands and you have no civilization, you have no mobile phone, you have no TV, you're just out here with the bush, and it's just an awesome experience having all these wonderful people around you. You get to know so many people, you get to know the bush, it's just excellent.
So what are some last words you'd like to say to our viewers about Ashley and Nadu Survivor?
I personally can do anything that I set my mind to, and I believe that anyone can do what they want to achieve, and it would be awesome if everyone could experience Nadu Survivor. It'd be excellent.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. And this wonderful woman just put herself so far outside the comfort zone, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
All the best out there.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and we have Tyler. Tyler, how you going?
Good, thank you. Yeah, pretty good.
And what was your positive quality for the 5 days?
Oh, I was talented, Tyler.
And why?
speaks for itself because I'm so talented.
This was one of the more dynamic, what's the word, flamboyant of our
Arrogant,
survivors.
yeah.
Arrogant, nah. So Tyler, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Yep, and what school?
St Paul's Grammar in Cranebrook.
Okay, why did you agree to come along and be one of the pilot volunteers?
Yeah, well, I heard about it from one of my friends, Rosie, who's also here. And at first I thought, nah, no way, bush isn't my thing. I'm a city slicker. Even though I live on 10 acres, don't leave my theatre. I love my theatre. Watch movies all day long. It's fantastic. And I thought I couldn't handle 5 days, you know, roughing it, surviving out on 170 acres.
Do you think it was a daggy thing to do?
There's that sort of connotation there, but I thought there would also be a cool aspect there. Yeah.
Okay. And so, you know, you participated fully. You were just out there, everything you gave 110%. Has there been a change somewhere in here and how you see other people? What's happened for you in the 5 days?
Well, so many things have happened in the last 5 days. I thought a lot about the first day because I actually decided against it because when I first thought there's no way I could rough it and I thought I wouldn't be able to handle it.
It was about your hair, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I brought 2 tubs of gel, but I've got no mirror, no water, what's the use? But I thought, and then I just sort of stopped thinking about it, and my other friend who also came, Zach, he said, oh, come on, Ty, you should do it, it'll be fantastic. And I thought, all right, I'll do it. I didn't really think it through. I think by the first day I thought, why didn't I think it through? And I was really regretting it. I really thought this was a stupid thing. I'm stuck out here for 5 days and there's flies on my face and there's ants in my sleeping bag and I was just really uncomfortable with what I just done. And I was trying to cook in the dark, you know, and you can't see what you're eating and you know there's bugs everywhere. But as time went on, you know, by the first morning, you heard the birds. It was the first thing you heard. You know, the sun was just coming up, it was early still, and there were birds just singing, like so many different species that even though I live on bush, like I said before, you can't hear that from the house. They're just everywhere out here. You got, you know, the rosellas, the lyrebirds, you just got everything. And it was fantastic to hear. And then we had the whole talk about the poo pipe. And that...
What's the poo pipe? I know that Ben, I think, gave a demonstration. That's called Hudson, isn't it? What's Hudson?
Hudson is the waste management facility of the bush. It's basically a PVC pipe that has a plastic bag in it and yeah, it's your waste disposal unit.
You've got to aim, haven't you?
Yeah.
So how was Hudson for you?
I don't want to talk about it on public television.
Okay, so...
Or at all.
So are you considered one of the cool kids at school? I know that's a bit of a revealing question, but would it be? Would you be considered one of the cool kids at school?
I wouldn't consider myself a nerd at school, but okay. I'm a bit sporty, a bit athletic. I like that sort of stuff. But you know, chess is cool. No, but I'm in the popular group. Put it that way. Put it that way.
Thank you. So would the kids in the popular group at most schools probably not even consider doing something like this?
I know that a lot of public and private schools wouldn't, but my mates are really into this stuff because we run Duke of Ed, a similar program to this, but you know, infinitely more expensive. Yeah. Which is basically just hiking. It didn't have so many activities as this did. Yeah. And they're sort of into that because a couple of my mates, being athletic and jockey and sporty, they really enjoy, you know, the endurance, the big hike. And so they would have considered doing that. I know a few of them. Yeah. But I know that a few of my mates, especially my female friends, no way.
So what would you say to them now that you've experienced it?
Well, I'm torn because, you know, there's so much beauty out here and it's so relaxed and laid back and the people that you've met are just fantastic and it's a really laid back environment where you can be yourself and you don't have to worry about stereotypes and prejudice and judgment. But there's also the side that I like about, you know, doing my hair and making myself look good.
But we're not asking you to live out here full time, we're just asking to have an experience.
Well, I'd say it's definitely worthwhile.
So
it's definitely beneficial.
Yep.
Yep, well and truly beneficial.
Okay. So just as we close up with the interview with you, what's changed in here though for you? Has there been, I mean, you're the one that brought up the love word when we're talking about above and below the line behaviour. Yep. What's changed in here for you?
Well, a lot of the things that we spoke about were above and below the line. Just an attitude, and I think attitude out here is a very important thing because if you have the wrong attitude, you miss everything. But I think the thing I've learnt the most out here is from other people. not so much from the bush, but just from spending time in the bush with other people.
What's that?
That your first impressions, or don't judge a book by its cover, or from what you've heard, because I met a couple of guys out here who they've seen the hardest parts of life, and I've been so sheltered at St. Paul's and, you know, where I live, where I come from, that I wouldn't have really met some of the people that have been through those sort of things. And in society there's a bit of a division, but out here you all have to come together and you can really talk to them and learn about them and get to know them and the things that they've been through and the people that they are because of those experiences. When they talk to you and tell you about it and they share who they are, it teaches you a little bit about who you are and why you are that person.
Because you probably would ordinarily, even if you'd met them somewhere outside of this environment, you probably wouldn't have given them the time of day, would you? And I don't mean that as a judgment against you, it's just, as you say, how we have social divide.
Well, I wouldn't even say that I would have treated them differently or looked down on them, but it's just that they're not the general people that you hang out with, and not because, you know, they're inferior or anything, just because of groups, which is so societal, they're groups. And when you are not forced together, it wasn't, oh gosh, I don't want to hang out with him. It was just, I wouldn't have usually done that. And you really got to speak to them, and you really learnt that there's no difference. I mean, they're just from different upbringing, different nature. And it was fantastic to learn who they are and what they are and why they are and what drives them. And I thought that was great, and that really taught me something.
One word about the whole experience.
Learning curve is 2 words. Enlightening. Enlightening.
Tyler, thank you, and thank you for your energy and the singing last night around the campfire.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It was excellent. You guys have just rocked.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in a couple of months' time. Alrighty.
See you later.
Bye-bye.